Should black men be concerned about preserving their culture? And I was just thinking about that because it just dawned on me that it seems like every other culture of men are more concerned about conserving their culture. When it comes to white men, Asian men, Latin men, they tend to think about preserving their culture. If you go up to the average white man and you say, "Why do you have a white woman?" he will say, "Because I'm preserving my culture." The same thing with most Spanish men and most Asian men. Because I'm concerned about preserving my culture. But for some reason, when you walk up to a black man and you give him the same question, he says it's all the same when the lights get turned off. See, and brothers don't understand when I tell them that they should be concerned about preserving their culture. They think that I'm telling them that they shouldn't go out there and taste the rainbow. No, brother, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't go out there and taste the rainbow. I'm just saying, why aren't you concerned about preserving your culture? And that bothers me a lot when I be around brothers and they don't really think about preserving their culture. And if you think about it, if anybody should be thinking about preserving their culture, it should be us. And like I said, once again, I'm not telling you who to date, who to love. I have my preferences, and I guess you have yours. But the question I ask is this: why don't black men take preserving their culture as serious as other culture of men? And this is just a question we have to ask. Why? What is it? What is it about us that we don't fight to preserve ourselves? And what is it about us that always want to create another man that doesn't look like us? That is a deep down question that we need to ask ourselves. And then stop just brushing it off with the, "It doesn't matter as long as I love her. It's all the same when the lights get cut off." Those are just temporary excuses. But it's a question we have to ask ourselves. Why do most black men want to have kids and children that don't look like them? And this is a question we have to ask because most cultural men, they do what they got to do to preserve their culture. So if I tell you, black man, that you should preserve your culture and you tell me that I'm wrong for telling you that, then you have to tell the Mexican he's wrong for trying to preserve his culture. You got to tell the white man he's wrong for trying to preserve his culture. And you got to tell the Asian man he's wrong for preserving his culture. But you don't do that. Only when I ask you, you think that I'm out of place because I'm asking you to preserve your culture and create children that look like you. I just don't get it. I don't understand why we don't think. I don't understand why we don't fight to preserve our culture because every other culture is doing it. So it can't be too wrong if everybody else is doing it. Why we always have to be the ones that do things differently? Maybe because they make sense and maybe we don't. So I'm going to leave that question out there to anybody that want to answer it. To the black man, I ask you this: why don't we do more when it comes to preserving our culture? And why do other men of other cultures fight to preserve their culture? And they make sure that the kids they have look like them, but when it comes to black men, it seems like we can care less about the fact that our kids don't look nothing like us. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, one love, and please answer the question. One.